what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling. Really appreciate you guys carving that little chunk of time today to watch the video. Today, guys, we are going to talk about how I have noticed that our lakes are starting to go downhill as far as their productivity. A lot the last 5 years in particular. And, you know, you can stick your head in the hole about it and ignore it, but guys, I can tell you right now, it is happening before our eyes. And I want to take do a video on that to really, bring this to the forefront a little bit. I fish as much in Missouri as anybody I know, as far as somebody that fishes all the lakes in the state. I mean, I fish Table Rock, Stockton, Ozarks, Bull Shoals, as much or more than anybody out there. And I've got a lot of buddies that fish them all the times that I talk to. So I've got a really good pulse on what's happening to the waters, the quality fishing, the bites and all that type of stuff. And I can tell you right now, and it's not just here in Missouri, it's all over the country, the fishing overall is starting to go downhill on a consistent basis over here. And I'm a little concerned about it, and I want to talk about some stuff that maybe can be done about it. But first of all, I want to talk about the myth behind the fact that fishing is not getting tougher and the lakes are going downhill. I'm sure I'm going to get some guys on this video say, "Oh, Randy, you don't know what you're talking about. You're full of it. We just had a tournament at such and such lake and it took 30 pounds to win," or something like that. That's not what I'm talking about, guys. There's going to be isolated incidents where it takes good weights. There's going to be some lakes that are a little bit more immune to it, like if you go up to the northern smallmouth fisheries. And the fact that technology creates a smokescreen around the fact that the lakes are going downhill, because what happens is any of you guys out there that come back to me and say, well, it takes more weight now to win than ever. That's not because the lakes are any better. That's because the quality of our ability to catch fish through, whether it be electronic technology or rod and reel technology, has grown by such leaps and forward that there's no stone left unturned. If there's any fish in a lake, we're going to catch it. Go out right now. If you don't believe me, go out right now with a handful of lures that I used to fish here in Missouri in 1980. I'll give you a white hellbender, I'll give you a big spinnerbait, I'll give you a black and blue jig and pork chunk, and an old Model A bomber crankbait or something like that, and you just go out and see how many bass you catch on it. It's not going to be very many, I can tell you right now. So from that standpoint, the fishing is just tougher than it's ever been. And it's going to continue to get tougher. Here's a couple reasons why and what we can do about it. First of all, there's too many people fishing. There's too many tournaments, there's too many people on the water, there's simply too many good anglers out there that pressure the fish. That makes the fishing tougher. You've got a lot of mortality that comes with tournament fishing that is delayed mortality. Guys, all these tournaments that you see that they say, well, we've got a 98% release ratio, that's a bunch of crap. That's not true. You've got a tremendous amount of delayed mortality from those fish that is never reported on. So you take the tournament mortality and then you take the bass eaters out there. Guys, don't kid yourself. There is a ton of guys that still fillet bass out. I'm telling you right now. I'm on these lake groups across the country. There's always some dude out there that has a limit of bass on a piece of plywood talking about filleting out 3 and 4 pounders. A lot of them get 8. And it's the same with other species. Live scope is devastating the crappie fishing population. Guys, in another 10 years from now, or not even that, probably 5 years from now, the crappie fishing is going to suck everywhere because people have gotten so good at catching huge numbers of crappie every single day they go out live scoping that it's almost like a commercial trawling net or something like that. Our lakes have limited numbers of fish in them. They're not unlimited fish. People say that, yeah, you can't fish out a 40,000 acre lake. Yeah, you can. I'm telling you right now, you can. Fish are, it takes a tremendous amount of breaking the odds for a bass to even reach 2 pounds. I mean, a bass has to go through so much to reach 2 pounds, not just to be plucked out of the lake by some dude that puts it on a fillet board. So the fishing pressure has a lot to do with it. Here's what we can do to start improving the fisheries. Number one, there's got to be fewer tournaments. We have got to reduce the number of tournaments in this country. That's going to place a big impact on it. Number two is we have got to get rid of these liberal creel limits on the fish. You know, you got a state like Louisiana. I think it's got like a 15 bass limit, and I don't even know if there's any length limit on it. But you've got to start strengthening and being way more conservative with the length limits, and put slot limits in, and really discourage the people from taking fish out of the lake. On top of that, you have got to keep habitat in the lake. We need to have these programs out there that are focused on improving fish habitat all the time, not just once in a while. You can have stocking programs. There's a lot of different things that you can do to ensure the sustainability of the fishery. And also, you have to limit technology. You can't continually come out with these electronics that show you where every fish in the lake is at. So, you know, you got a combination of the fact that we are loving the sport to death. Technology is undermining the very sport that we love. People can't wake up and see that, and it just makes it where it's not as much fun. I'll give you guys a prime example, guys. I fish Table Rock Lake all the time. I mean, I'm on it as much as anybody out there. I got buddies down there that fish all the time. You talk to anybody that fishes Table Rock Lake, the fishing has been sucking down there over the past 5 years, and it continues to get tougher and tougher and tougher every year compared to what it was just 10 or 15 years ago. And those are the reasons why that I just pointed out. And Table Rock is just a microcosm of it. I mean, it's going on all over the country out there. So the worst thing that you can do is try to paint this thing in some, you know, unicorn and rainbows deal, and, you know, get on here and say, oh, Randy's whining, Randy's negative. No, I'm not. I'm realistic. My eyes are open. My head's not buried in the sand to the challenges that we face here. And until the people out there that ignore the fact that our fishing is going downhill start to wake up to the fact and address it, it's never going to get any better out there. So the point is, guys, it's something that everybody has to do. You know, the state fish and game agencies have to chip in. The tournament organizations have to chip in. Everybody has to do their part in it in order to have sustainable, good fishing, because it's no fun going out there and not catching any fish. And there's a lot of guys that do that right now, I can tell you right now. So anyway, guys, just a few thoughts on that. Shoot me some comments. Let me know what you guys think about it, and we'll talk to y'all later. See ya.